Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. We are about to do a live, in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and an AstroVed astrologer, and I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday. I apologize for missing yesterday, but I'm happy to be back again today. Dr. Pillai has explained the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is a divine light being associated with all of them. We also contain the energies of these light beings inside of us, but most of us are unconscious of those connections. Doing this puja helps to awaken those connections and helps to activate the positive blessings of these divine light beings to flow into our lives and out into our world. To do the puja, we're using the South Indian style layout of the chart. Each of these 12 boxes represents a particular zodiac sign. I've drawn the chart in chalk on a little blackboard that's laying flat on a little side table here. And I'll be using that for doing the puja. To do the puja, I have some water, I have a lit tea light, I have a little raisin, a bell, an incense stick, and a bowl of fresh flower petals. To start the puja, I'm going to sprinkle some water on all four sides of the blackboard chart to purify the area for the puja. Sprinkle some water on top of my own head to purify me. And I'm sending some drops of water out into space symbolically towards all of you, so that whether you're watching this live or later on a replay, everyone is purified for the puja. Next, I invoke Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles and also is a patron of astrology. Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja. And I ask him to remove obstacles in the lives of all of you, in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of your life. I ask him to remove obstacles for all of you, now and always. And we thank him for his help with this. Now I'm going to invoke some of the time elements that are active in my local area. I start with the planet that rules the day. Today is ruled by Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury on the blackboard chart. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Next, we honor the star that the moon is in. The moment the moon is in a star called Uttara Palguni. This is a star that has energies for relationships, I put the flower petals on top of the moon. Om Uttar Palgunaye Namaha. Om Uttar Palgunaye Namaha. Om Uttar Palgunaye Namaha. Next, we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. In my area right now, we are in the third waning moon, called Tritya in Sanskrit. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Tritya Devye Namaha. Om Tritya Devye Namaha. Om Tritya Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that's ruling the hour. In my local area, that's the moon. I put more flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we acknowledge the yoga and the Karana time elements. Dr. Pillai said for these, we would not use flower petals. We would say their names 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now in my area is one called Sukarman, which has energies that are generous. Sukarman, Sukarman, Sukarman. And the Karana that's active right now is one called Vishti, which has energies that are inefficient. Vishti, Vishti, Vishti. Now, we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. Dr. Pillai said for this part, we would always start with whatever sign was the ascendant, or the sign coming up in the eastern horizon. Right now in my area, the ascendant, symbolized here with the letters AC, is in the sign of Kumbha, or Aquarius. He said we would start by honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign as a gesture to its importance at the moment. The planet that rules Aquarius is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn on the blackboard chart. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we're going to go around the chart, starting in the ascendant, honoring the planets, the stars they're in, the archetypes that rule those stars, the planets that rule those stars, and the planets that rule the zodiac signs that have planets in them. Starting in the ascendant of Aquarius, Aquarius today has Saturn, Venus, and Neptune in it. I start with honoring Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Dhanishta, a star that can give blessings for prosperity, music, good reputation. I put the flower petals on Saturn as we ask for blessings from this star. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings, who each rule different spheres of existence. We ask for blessings from all 8 of them, and I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Dhanishta star, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars on the blackboard chart. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we're going to honor Venus and Neptune, who are both in the same star in Aquarius today. I start with honoring Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Next, I honor Neptune since he's in the same star as Venus, and then I will invoke the star for both of them. We honor Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Venus and Neptune are both in a star called Purva Bhadrapada, a star that can give blessings for work, charity, purification. I put the flower petals across Neptune and Venus. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada's star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of stillness and forgiveness. I put the flower petals across Venus and Neptune. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian of all the zodiac signs, today containing Saturn, a planet of patience, structure, compassion, and Venus, planet of happiness, beauty, enjoyment of material plane comforts, and Neptune, a planet that helps with our intuition and understanding our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put the flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttara Bhadrapada, a star that Dr. Pillai says can give blessings for business development. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada's star is ruled by Ayurbundia, an archetype who can help to guard treasures and valuables. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada's star is ruled by Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn on the blackboard chart. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, the most metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Jupiter, a planet that has everything to do with spirituality. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Rahu and Uranus. They're both in the same star, so we're going to honor both of the planets before we invoke the star. We start with Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus for being in Aries. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Rahu and Uranus are both in a star called Bharani, a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti, power or energy. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype of justice. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus on the blackboard chart. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha, Aries, a fire sign with very active energies, today containing Rahu, a planet that can help us to think outside the box, and Uranus, a planet that can help with success in life and higher intelligence, and also help us with astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Vrishabha or Taurus, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars, and I put the flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Rohini, a star of prosperity, beauty, and creativity. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Rohini star is ruled by Brahma, an archetype of creation and creativity. His wife is the goddess Saraswati. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Rohini star is ruled by the moon. I put the flower petals on top of the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Taurus, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, an earth sign with very grounded energies, and also a great love of luxury and comforts. Today, containing Mars, a planet of courage, a planet that likes to take practical action to solve things that can be solved. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Simha or Leo, which today contains the moon. We honor the moon, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in a star called Uttara Palguni. This is a star with relationship energy. It's said that when Shiva and Parvati got married, when they started their marriage procession, the moon was in Purva Palguni, but at the time of the actual ceremony, the moon had moved into Uttara Palguni. We honor this star. Om Uttara Palgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Palgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Palgunaye Namaha. Uttara Palguni star is ruled by Aryaman, an archetype who helps us to keep contracts, to have a sense of honor and integrity. Honor is when there is a line you just don't cross. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Uttara Palguni star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Leo, which is the sun. Again, I put flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Simha or Leo, a sign of power and also a sign of leadership energies, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Swati, a star symbolized as young shoots of plants blowing in the wind. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Vayu, an archetype who rules the wind and the air elements. Vayu is also the father of Hanuman. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus on the blackboard chart. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign with energies for balance, harmony, fairness, today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Mercury and Pluto and the Sun. Mercury and Pluto are both in the same star at the moment, so we will honor both of them before we invoke the star. We start with Pluto. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. We honor Mercury for being in Capricorn. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Both Mercury and Pluto are in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that can give blessings for long-lasting success. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now, we honor the sun for being in Capricorn. I put more flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. The sun is in a star called Dhanishta, a star of music, prosperity, good reputation. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings who each rule different spheres of existence. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars on the blackboard chart. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn on the blackboard chart. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities. Today, containing Pluto, planet that helps with rationality and science, and Mercury, a planet that helps with communication and business and helps us with our sense of humor. And the sun, which is our soul and also a planet so important for our health and our self-esteem. We pause for a moment and reflect on all of this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and the many piles of flower petals on it. And in the air, I circle the tea light, the lit tea light in the air 3 times above the chart in a clockwise direction, offering the element of fire with its heat and its light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Now, I take a lit incense stick, offering the element of air and a sweet fragrance, and I circle that above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Now, I take a bell to offer the element of sound. Now I take a little raisin, a piece of fruit representing the earth element, and I circle that above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Later, I will eat the little raisin as a piece of prasad or blessed food. Now I make prayer hands, and I make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to send their positive blessings into the lives of all of us and into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, and indeed our countries and the entire world. I ask for blessings for everyone, that everyone on this planet may have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we can do short Q&A. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all so much for joining us. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. I see Soon asking a question in the chat. Would you briefly explain the difference between Vedic and Western astrology and which is more accurate? Vedic astrology is using the 27 stars, which is something that Western astrology is not doing. Vedic astrology is a bit more, I guess I would say, complex. My first enlightened teacher, Rama, talked to us about them, and he said that in his opinion, the Vedic astrology was more accurate, but he said it takes time to learn. So at that time, he wasn't asking us to be studying it. When I met Dr. Pillai and started studying with him, he did start to teach us a bit about Vedic astrology and said that if we would start to take classes in it and learn it, it would help him with his mission. As part of his mission is to help spread knowledge of Vedic astrology out to the larger world, beyond India. Western astrology is something I really don't know anything about, so I'm not qualified to talk about it really in any kind of a way, except to say that in the West, for example, in the temple that Jesus would have gone to as a child, that, in the story in the Bible when he gets lost in the temple when he's 12 years old or something. In the Jewish temple at that time, there would have been in mosaics on the floor symbols for all 12 of the zodiac signs. The cultures at that time used astrology. If you can imagine living in a world where there's no electricity, at night you do see the stars. And people living out in more of the desert areas like of the Middle East, they would see the stars, the night sky, very clearly and be able to track the motion of the stars. And people who would be seers or have their third eye open would be able to feel the energies of some of those stars as well as the planets. So almost all native cultures have some teachings about the stars. In the Vedas, the source of the Indian tradition from India, it talks about the sun, the moon, and the stars before it ever talks about any of the other planets. So the stars were considered very important to the ancients. So that, I would say, is one of the biggest differences that I am aware of, is that the Vedic system is using those 27 stars that are sprinkled throughout the zodiac, and the Western astrology is not. But that's just a very quick explanation. A lot of Vedic astrology is using a sidereal view into the sky, and a lot of Western astrology is using a tropical view into the sky. So for some people, their planets in the different charts, the Western chart or their Vedic chart, some planets might be in a different sign. In my Western chart, my sun would be said to be in Sagittarius, and in my Vedic chart, my sun is in Scorpio. And so that can also be a bit of difference for some people. So that's a very quick thumbnail discussion on that. But Vedic astrology does take time to learn. And so with Dr. Pillai, I thought, well, I learned computers for my first teacher, Rama. If Dr. Pillai is asking us to learn Vedic astrology, I'm willing to take some time to learn that if it's going to help him with his work. Rama had said one night, what people like us do in every incarnation is we find a being with the most light coming through them that is willing to work with us, and we help them with their work. And so when Dr. Pillai said that it would help him with his work, that was kind of what came up for me. And I had thought when Rama said that sounded like a really good prime directive to write into my soul. Like I really liked that. Okay, you incarnate, find someone with light coming through them, help them with their work. That resonated with me. So that was how I got into astrology. It's not because I ever had any great curiosity about it. I literally got into it to help Dr. Pillai with his work. And it's been a very beautiful adventure. And it has definitely helped with my evolution in doing this. Raja, Mina's brother, one night said to me, you know, studying astrology, if you went into it deeply enough, it could take you all the way through to enlightenment. And I thought, actually, that's true. There is so much light coming through this science that it is actually a branch of enlightenment if you really went into it all the way. So thank you for participating in the morning puja. I apologize for not having been here yesterday. I had woken up with my alarm clock. I got up to do a short meditation, and apparently it turned into a much longer meditation. And when I opened my eyes, it was well past the starting time for the puja. And I was like, I can't believe it that I missed it this morning. And then I looked out the window and it had snowed and there was fresh snow outside. So it was my birth star day yesterday, and my star is a star of rest and relaxation. So apparently I needed to rest. I said that, okay, Barbara is saying there was a question earlier this week about handling fear, and I said I would give a chant, the Mrityunjaya chant. This is the Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. I will respond to your email, Barbara, and also to Dickie, who wrote in with that. I'm sorry, I just a little bit behind on my emails at the moment. There's a chant for Shiva, the one that starts out Triambakam Yajamahe. It's called the Mrityunjaya chant, and it helps dissolve fear, even fear of death. So that's a powerful one. I will respond to your emails today just to send you a link for that chant. And I'll see if I can find a link of Dr. Pillai chanting it, but I'll send you the words for it. So that's a useful chant. Oh my God, I think there's a dog walking through the yard. Okay, interesting. I just checked out the window and saw two little legs go walking by. All right. I was surprised. I guess Bhairava is visiting us this morning. The archetype of time management. All right. So I will respond back to you, Barbara, in email with more information on that, as well as to Dickie, who had the original question on Monday. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being patient with me. And I will see you again tomorrow. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all.